Hello, perv lords, scrub lords, and everyone in between. I know it's been a while since I've streamed. My health hasn't been the greatest. And I've also been playing Remnant 2, and my memory is not that great, so sometimes I forget even what day it is. But I am determined, yeah, that's the word. That's a word that exists. Determined to get back into streaming again. Gaiman will not be here for a while, so until he is back, it is pure I was a teenage exocolonist until he gets back. Unless he wants to go and do his own thing, in which case, I guess I'll end up doing Spider-Man Miles Morales on my own. But without further ado, let's continue. Exocolonist. I was a teenage. Continue. Now, I don't remember much, but I think... No. Alert box, don't do this to me. I'ma put, that can go right down there so that I can see it. Because that character's too pretty to cover up. Alright. Oh yeah, I have my little buddy. Minas Ethel. How could I remembered your name? Holy damn, I remembered your name. Yo. So what is on my schedule? I'm at the lowest I can be. Let's talk to some people. Oh, hey, Salamnika. Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed, though. Amazed enough. You know, the supply depot. She clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Oh no, she's gonna be a content cop. Mars' smug smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get to first pick at the best stuff. Rebellion? To ask for a job. I'm gonna ignore you. You're just annoying. Mars looks like she has a loss for words. That's it? You're not impressed? OMG. Oh my god. She is that kind of person. Her voice would totally be like that. She uses the fucking OMG. Come on. What does it take? She stomps away, presumably to write an angry post on colony social media about people who just don't understand how hard she works. You roll your eyes. Mars is angry for now, but you could try asking her for a reference later if you change your mind. I think she's a little bish. So no. Hey, Dad. You spot your dad catching a break, inside the Geoponics domes. He takes a huge glug from his canteen, then upends the rest over his face. Whew. He exclaims, Wish I could take my eyes out of my head, wash 'em, and pop 'em back in. He laughs at the look on your face. Too gross. Too gross. Sorry, kiddo. This pollen is just so itchy. Help 'em with the animals. Your dad is working with the float cows. One of them is sick and isn't producing enough urine as ballast, and it keeps wanting to float away. Your dad is building a spike so that he can tie her down until she feels better. You hold on to the leash, feeling like a little kid with a balloon, a big, woolly, grassy balloon. It looks down at you with a placid, unblinking eyes. You see yourself refracted in them. Weird? Neat. I did the farming. Yeah, let's see my cards. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 8, 4, 8, 9. So I have one more yellow card than I do any other card. Alright. Hey, bro. Baruski. Some people just get... Sorry. Some people just get sniffles during pollen, Cal says. My mom says it's cause your nose thinks the pollen dust is itchy, so it turns out flood works to wash itself out. Want to hear a fun nature fact? You recently overheard children learning to count by studying hop-eyes. Hop-eyes have 1 foot, 2 tail forks, 3 stomachs, and 4 eyes. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how did they find out that hop-eyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. I now have an extra blue card. You and an enemy are playing in the garrison yard with sticks, chasing each other around and pretending to be sword fighting. The adults training nearby are patient with you as long as you don't get near the targeting dummies. Sorry. But sometimes you stray too close. Watch out, Annie! One of the security personnel call out as an enemy bumps into her. You kids gotta stay behind the fence, okay? It's an enemy! Sorry. It's an enemy! She retorts. As you both retreat a safe distance, an enemy throws her stick to the ground and pouts. Just cause everyone else shortens their name doesn't mean I have to do it. I like being an enemy. But having a nickname is kinda cool and mysterious. Like having a call sign, you know? What would you call me, Salomnika? Nemi. Nenemy. Nemi. Nem. Nem tilts her head. Huh. Never heard that one before. She mimes, swinging a sword a few times. Nem. Nem. I like it. Short and punchy, just like me. It's kind of like I'm a adventurer from a story. Nemy's loyalty. Yo! Nem picks up her discarded stick. Now, she says, brandishing it at you, prepare to be defeated by the mighty Nem. You spend the next hour sparring with Nem in the yard. Yeah. Hey, friend. Hey, friendo. Your holopalm pulses with a message from Tang. Hello, Salomnika. If you're not occupied, I could Ask for your assistance in the lab. Could I ask for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance. Tangent. Typical Tang, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, making notes on a hollow screen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with a wide-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of coffee. A cup of bleep tea. Wait. A bleep tea. What's a bleep? Like, in this particular universe, what's a bleep? I wonder if I've come across a bleep before in this game. I came as soon as I could. I'm working for a treatment for the shimmer. She says. You know, the one you helped me with for extra credit in biology? Ah, right. Work a hop I could do. You remember. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance again, Tang admits. She takes 4 vials and swabs inside and puts them into your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to shimmer and you're not. You share half of your genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from the rack of these tubes, administer this to yourself and your father. Wait 3 days and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tang looks very seriously, cutting her through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I've begun to realize this is more than just about curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secret of the shimmer, who it affects and why. It could lead to a greater understanding of all the life of Autumna. And knowledge. Knowledge is more than power, Solomnika. It's control. I think this could kill my dad, though. You're sounding a bit unhinged there, friend. Tang blinks again. I'm perfectly fine, she says dismissively. This is the base of complete concentration and focus. I'm in the zone, Solomnika. This could hurt my dad, but he needs a thing to help with his shimmer sickness. You know what they say? You get worse before you get better. Thank you, Tang says. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is a pretty good reason, but Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind, and we need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. Well, off to Dad. Hey, Dad. Oh. Guess there's not much I can do. Hey, Mom! Aw. I can't organize. I wonder what the interaction would have been like with... God damn it. Toughness. bravery. And toughness. We'll play some sports ball. Nem meets you on the court. Oh, she's using Nem, and we're using it too. Neat. She's bouncing from one leg to the other in excitement. My brother Colm is organizing a youth team, she tells you. Kombucha offers you a high-fiving greeting, then tosses a sports ball your way. Let's get started with the practice game, and let's see if you're good at it. You and an enemy are team captains. Pick your teams. Dude, you choose Kombucha. Colm was clearly the best choice. He's 5 years older than any of you. You'll definitely win with him on your side. And chooses Mars. She takes her position as striker and an eager look on her face. Your next choice. Mind if I play goalie? He asks. Sports ball is fun, but it feels mean to score against the other team. Toughness challenge. I chose the older kid. And super goal. Victorious! I did it! Let's go! You played net stop. Colm could probably run the entire field himself, but each time he gets the ball, he passes it off to someone else on the team. Cal makes an amazing jump save, but is winded when the ball gets him right in the chest. The score is tied, with Nem and Mars aggressively keeping the ball in your zone. Kombucha manages to intercept it and punts it to you. Blam! You score a match point with a rad spike all the way to the net line. Okay. What is my toughness? +1 to physical cards. Red cards get a +1 in physical challenges. You're getting older, and it's a magical time in your life, full of discoveries and possibilities. When children become adults and their bodies change in weird, wonderful, and often embarrassing ways. When you were younger, Congruence gave your class a frank prediction about preparing for the changes your bodies would experience in the next few years. Which parts of the presentation are relevant to you? I'm like a doll. Oh, God. So you could do this one. It would lock you into a more male body. You could do this one. Keep the NB going. Or this one with breast growth. I think you'll know what I'm picking. You and your friends giggle your way through Congruence's presentation, and left with a new experience for the wonders of the human body. Puberty had felt like something that would happen far in the future, that it didn't apply to you. You put it out of your mind, even as you noticed Cal's voice begins to drop, or Mars starts to dress differently. And one morning you wake up and you just know something's off. As soon as you open your eyes, things are squelch here, then you expect them to be down there. You just want to close your eyes again. You remember Congruence sexual education class. and you're really not ready for the real world practical applications of it. If you just go back to sleep, it'll go away, right? You finally sigh and muster the courage to look under your blankets. Yep, it started. Mom. You pull back your privacy curtain and gesture for Mom to come over. When she sees the problem, her eyes go wide and she gives you a hug. What? My little girl's growing up. My little girl's growing up, she exclaims, and you feel your face grow hot with embarrassment. Your dad is right there. She puts her hands on your shoulders. I'm so happy for you, kiddo. I know you're probably grossed out, but you're getting period. It's important. Sometimes we need a bit of a mess in our lives to remind us that we're real and that we're a part of this world. It reminds us that we have the ability to make life and responsibility to take care of that life. Getting your period's a beautiful thing. I love that fucking tattoo. It's so cool. You can't think of anything worse. Thankfully, soon you can get a blocker to keep from having to go through this every month. Your mom hugs you again and keeps talking about how she's proud of you. It's super embarrassing, and you can't help but shove her away and retreat to the bunk to stew about it. What is happening? You feel on edge today. Like everything that happens feels so unfair and tragic. Like you want to punch stuff and then cry about it. Like you want to be left alone, but you also desperately want attention. Feels like a font of new energy that started bubbling up inside you. Dangerous, uncontrollable energy. Welcome to puberty. Salam Nika. The world of puberty. No. Age 13. New perk. +1 to physical cards. I need that tough... Sorry. I need bravery up by 1. This gives me +2. Mars? What the hell are you doing here? Mars may not be a skilled sports ball player as an enemy, but she plays hard. She orders people around like a team captain, but she isn't so great at passing the ball. She'd rather be the star. Her favorite thing is to spike the ball right into the opposing net stop's body. It's not a legal move, and she's done it so many times that the opposition now stands further back when Mars has the ball, which is exactly what she wants. Did you see... How do I get persuasion? I have 2. Did you see that? Did you see that? An enemy complains during a break. Mars wouldn't pass the ball to either of us for 10 whole minutes. Somebody has to do something. Let's just not pass the ball. For the rest of the game, you and an enemy pass to each other and ignore Mars. She notices. Just assumes you want to be the star too and doesn't give you a hassle. The thing you've learned with Mars is that she loves to be the best, but she doesn't have the kind of ego that makes her mean about it. It doesn't really solve the problem, but it's fun anyway. Sports ball! Two... Wait, no. It's an entire set, so... Well, that got me my win. Worked well, plus to bravery. I now have a full level in bravery. Extra card draw. Draw an extra card at the start of challenge. Effect stacks. Damn. Alright. I don't know how we level empathy, though. That's a bit of a problem. Viewing the notice board. Colony security rating. Ooh, not good. Organization. Perception. Okay. Hold this on your head now, my darling. As you heard enter the door, it'll help with the swelling. Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tira, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack to his forehead. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach. Hello, Salomnika. Tira greets you with a hard smile. Oh, sorry, with a kind smile. What's a hard smile? Oi. Don't worry. Don't worry. Recalcitrants just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing. That's his whole name? Recalcitrants? No wonder we call him Cal. It's a big name. It's difficult to pronunciate. Mom, Cal complains. It wasn't that bad. Are you gonna be okay? I'm okay. Cal reassures. I just bonked me head a little bit. Mom always knows how to make it better, he says with a boyish smile. Even if I'm old enough to care myself. My brave boy, Tira says, stroking his hair. Thanks for humoring me. She looks over to you. Don't let him show off for you, Salomnika. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day. Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tira laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug. Rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. Yo, I got another fucking powerful red card. Let's go. Toughness. I need persuasion. Who can teach me persuasion? Wait, humanities gives me persuasion? Looks like I need to start studying that a bit. You're running late for humanities class. When you arrive, everyone is gathered in the beanbags around the room's big holoprojector. The ship's computer congruence is displayed on it. She's giving today's lesson, reading an old book of earthly poetry. Yeah. You sit down next to Tang and nudge her in motion. What's up with this? Tang frowns at you. Where have you been? Where have you been? She whispers. Ever since Professor Hal died, Congruence has been teaching this class. Then she frowns at everything in general. They said everyone who might be qualified is too busy, and no, they didn't ask me. I miss Professor Hal. You try to keep your voice down, but congruence literally has ears everywhere. I miss Professor Hal as well, she says, her monitor swinging over to you. He was a very special human. Wait, you asked loud. Congruence can like people? Of course I can like people, she replies, this humor in her not a voice. I carried you inside me for 20 years after all. How could I not get attached? I have so many high value cards. And I crushed it! Creativity! I need to pump that persuasion. It's for Tumnala. Time for speeches, games, and feasting. You stare hungrily at the feast table. Sure, it's mostly soy rations, but it's still more food than you usually see at one time. This year, though, there's something new. Great big tureens of glowing beans. Weird. You try to sneak some food before the speeches start, but Chief Engineer Instance catches you and smacks your hand away. Your mom gets really mad at her, and it causes a huge yelling match. Your dad directs you away from the table, as Instance blames your mom for the way things are right now, whatever that means. Your dad passes you a soy sweet and keeps your tummy busy during the speeches. He's the best. Governor Edgecott takes Udicott takes the stage and manages to calm everyone down. Welcome everyone to our fourth Vertumnala celebration. Words are hard, she says, speaking through a maxiphoner. Her voice has been getting weaker lately and can't reach across the square the way it used to. I am proud, as always, to stand before you as your governor, and to celebrate another year of peace and prosperity on this beautiful planet. Udicott steps aside, wobbling a little as she walks, leaving Seek to complete the annual formalities. Your mom steps forward. This year's feast includes a new glow-in-the-dark food, pixie beans, are your first domesticated Vertumnan crop. The crowd applaud, and your mom raises her hands. Credit goes to Geranium. He insisted we dedicate a third of our fields to them, so he'll also have to thank him for the light show in your toilets tonight. Oh no! A smatter of laughter ripples through the crowd. Your dad chuckles nervously. Your mom's smile fades. As you know, we lost our hydroponics and microbial soil during the wormhole accident. These pixie beans will make up for our losses that we faced with our earth crops. I have a +1 in toughness. The bot quadrathlon. Com directs your attention to this year's edition, a cloth-covered mountain as tall as 4 adults, studded with mysterious protrusions. He puts it back to reveal the Tower of Terror, he announces with a flourish. Test your courage with 3 stories of ladder climbing, followed by a death-defying leap of faith onto the puff shroom mats. You, Nem, and Cal take the majesty of the Tower of Terror. Both of them are hooting and pumping their fists, absolutely bonkers about jumping from 3 stories. You all be still, doing the wrestling agility and accuracy portions, of course, but clearly, this is the winner by popular vote. What about you? You ready? Start the quadrathlon! I can't finish that, can I? Uh... 25. I could win it. $26 with the help of items. Victorious. I actually did it. Oh my god. I managed it. You blow through the obstacle course, the basket shooting, the bot wrestling with ease, and you arrive at the base of the Tower of Terror with a determined gleam in your eye. You scale it easily, of course. It's only ladders. Sure, it's really high ladders and a huge jump, but you close your eyes and pretend you're jumping into a great big vat of pudding. Com awards you first place in the quadrathlon. Congratulations. Finally, it's time for the feast. The pixie beans are a hit. Your parents keep touting their many benefits. They grow well here. They're super nutritious, great taste, and they're really versatile, and kids love their bright multicolored glow. Your rumbling stomach has made you grouchy. Your parents won't let you eat until they finally stop bragging about their dumb beans. You consider the options: pixie bean soup, pixie bean salad, pixie bean chili, even pixie bean aquafaba dessert. Everything glows in the evening twilight. You solemnly shove your pixie bean everything around your plate. You don't even want to eat them anymore. Stupid beans, stupid feast, stupid games, stupid everyone. Ah! Every time someone turns to talk to you, especially about how great these beans are and how great your parents are for growing them, you just get more irritated. They're just beans. It's like they love these beans more than they love you. You're probably just hungry. Screw these stupid beans. Yeah, you have to eat a bunch of stupid glowing gimmick beans. You're not the boss of you. You get to decide what goes in your body. Your dad is amused, but your mom ain't so forgiving. Eat your food, Salomnika, she says sternly. We worked hard to make this food for you. Did I ask? Your dad tries to calm the situation, but your mom slams her fist on the table. The noise makes everyone nearby stop talking and stare at you. Eat your damn dinner, Salomnika. I'm sick of your attitude. I need a little dice-based assistance. I have a D4. Evens, fine. Uneven. Odd or even. Odd is no. And dice drop. You can't make me. Your mom stands up. Oh, I can't, can I? She threatens. Your dad finally gets a word in. Calm down, everyone, he says. Salomnika doesn't have to eat anything she doesn't want to. He turns to you. There's not much other than beans, kiddo. Just regular old soy rations. You'll never eat those stupid beans. You'll just eat stinky, boring soy rations until your parents figure out how to grow something else. That's their job. After dinner, everyone breaks off into little groups that to talk or make music together. As the sky darkens for the shortest night of the year, you're still feeling irritated by everything. So when your friends try to pull you into some rhythmic clapping game, you beg off and go back to your quarters. Was this what Congruence was talking about when she warned you that your hormones could make you feel out of control sometimes? Your parents get back much later than you, making a ton of noise as they drunkenly make their way to bed. The next morning, your mom ignores you until it's time to leave for breakfast. Oh, that's a difficult month. But I need my persuasion. Which means my creativity is going to go through the roof. It's going to be 33. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 5 months to get 10. 10 months to get 30. So it's going to be an entire year to get persuasion up to 33. Ouch. No! I didn't mean engineering, I meant human body stuff. It's been a while since you've taken physics. You wonder who they got to teach it. After Professor Hal died, he was the teacher back on the ship. Who could possibly replace him? Congruence is waiting placidly for class to begin. Oh. Oh, Salomnika. Hello. She says as you take your seat. It's been a while since you joined us to learn about the grand world of physics. Don't be surprised, I'm teaching this class now in Professor Hal's absence. Today, Congruence teaches you about machine learning and the development of artificial AI. Congruence has been part of your life for as long as you can remember. It's hard to imagine a time when people didn't have access to such a powerful, all-knowing intelligence. How did people used to learn anything? All cards under 2 become 2 locked. $34. It's an entire red card. Let's go. Engineering and reasoning. Mid dust. Hey. Tangent is deep in conversation with one of the other scientists. He seems to be consoling her, though Tangent's face betrays no emotion as he claps her on the shoulder and reassures her that she's doing really well for someone so young. And that everyone's compromised some of their samples when they were first learning. He leaves and Tangent sighs as she goes to put her head in her hands, stopping short when she realizes she's still wearing gloves, peels them off and digs her fingers into her eyes. You okay, Tangent? I'm fine. Tangent replies immediately. I compromised an experiment I was working on because the vent was still open when I was spraying the workstation down with sanitizer. She sniffs. It's so gross here, she says. I probably did that fungus a favor. Tangent takes a bottle of sanitizer from under her workbench and cleans while she speaks. There are pollen spores everywhere, she whines. And he comes over here and tells me, it'll be okay, Tang. It's like it's his job to console and patronize me. I hate patronizing too. You both sigh in unison. I hate being young, she says bitterly. Why don't they understand that we have a higher expectation for ourselves than they do? I need to learn from my own failures. What I don't need, she continues icily, is someone to pat me on the head and tell me it's okay and the adults will make it better. I messed up. She says, just let me fix it. Don't make a big deal about it like I'm a child with a boo-boo. Damn, Tang. Let's check up on Dad. Hey, Dad. Aw, can't. It blows. Wee. Now, back to humanities. It's gonna take an extra fucking month now. Ooh. You see a notice board in the HoloWeb. Chief Engineer Instance needs someone to help with after-school tutoring. Literally anyone who isn't a complete idiot will do because she's desperate. Please apply. Take the job. You tell Dr. Instance you're interested in the job. She looks up from her holopalm and she notices you exist. Yes, you'll do, she says, nodding. The younger, slower kids have trouble keeping up with congruence sometimes. You mostly just have to pat them on the back now and then and stop them wandering off when they're supposed to be studying. No offense, but anyone with a pulse could do it. Wait for further instructions. Instant sighs, shooing you away dismissively. You know where the classrooms are. And just come when you're not doing whatever nonsense teenagers do. Actually, We can make this card the last card. I guess I'm getting that extra stress. Oh, that's a big hit to the stress box. Creativity and persuasion. Late dust. Tutor children. Reasoning. Oh, this is where I get my empathy. And my reasoning gets upgrades. And it's worth a lot of kudos. Let's tutor a kid. You show up to class to find congruence teaching a classroom of young children. Instance is nowhere to be found in the absence of further direction. You settle in to help the students with their work. After half an hour, Instance pokes her head into the classroom. Oh, good. You're already here, she says. I trust you'll be able to handle yourself on all subjects with the students of all ages. Ask Congruence if you need any help. She turns to leave and stops to turn back to you. Thank you, Solomnika, she says quietly. Since Professor Hal died, well, Congruence and myself are poor replacements for him. I'm grateful for your help. You settle in to help the younger students learn how to use their holopalms to access the HoloNet. Congruence's massive database. Congruence is everything they could ever need. Music, movies, games, novels, comics, calculator, timer, encyclopedia, textbooks, the colony's social media, specialized tools for different jobs like architectural holograms. It's a massively powerful tool, and it's in their literal hands. I'm mostly interested in the games. Aww, cute. She's got the little skin dysmorphia thing or whatever it's called. The thing Michael Jackson had. Oh, revitiligo. Question is it revitiligo or is it reverse revitiligo? Like Uncle Ruckus. No relation. Some understand it less than others. Why do we gotta read about this stuff? Why do we gotta read about this stuff? Nougat whines, poking dejectedly at her holopalm. The skin around her newly implanted holopalm looks a little red. Like she keeps picking at it. I just wanna play. This looks infected. Take a closer look at Nougat's holopalm implant. The edges where it meets the skin are peeling back and it looks red and puffy. No wonder she's having a hard time concentrating. It looks like this really hurts. You take her to the med bay. Put some antibiotic cream on it and wrap her hand so she stops picking at it. She's excused from this lesson until her implant heals properly. So you spend some time with her afterwards showing her how your own holopalm works. The quieter environment of the med bay seems to help her concentrate. And soon she's zipping through Congruence archives on her own. Looks like you're pretty good at this tutoring business. I got a 30, hell yeah. Super goal of 27. Let's go. Yo, my reasoning just bumped. And I got an empathy. I got a bunch of kudos. Yeah. I think I like this. Oh, now she's sad. Now my character is sad because it's mid-wet. Blue cards get +1 in mental challenges. Right? Tutoring children. Hold up, I can go buy an item. Ain't that right, meanie Zethal? Yeah. Alright. To the supply depot. 5 to animals. +1 to all flourishes. The cake doesn't even do anything. Persuasion. +1 bonus to pairs. I don't exactly know what a flush is, but we'll grab this one. Plas cutter, biology, +1 to challenges, +1 on challenge win, +1 scale on challenge win, +1 bonus to straights. Biology. +10 to combat, +2 to certain challenges there. So, depending on the challenge, I should be switching up my cards. Oh, damn it. I need that persuasion, though. But my empathy is 22. Takes 33. Let's tutor kids again. You should have known better, Tangent. You hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen to the door. Chief Engineer Instance sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however significantly interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tang's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose in her fingers. I expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look and strides down the hallway. You poke her head inside the laboratory, where Tang scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? Sure, could have been worse. It's true, I could have lost 4 months of work, Tang says, warily. That's the spirit. Losing the data was my fault, Tang continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, and that I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now, with my mother gone, she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become. She believes that I could be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. You will. Tang hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. Tutoring. That's 20. Bada bing a bada boom. Reasoning, empathy, kudos, stress. Mid wet. Late wet. Hold up, it's been a bit. Aw. Boo. Now, to study the humanities and gain more persuasion. Congruence asks you to take a stack of blank paper and a box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today we will be practicing our handwriting. Today we shall be practicing our handwriting, she announces. You hear Tangent groan beside you. But Congruence, she whines. Why would we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be part of the history lesson, part future skill. Congruence tells the class, in the future, you may not always have access to hollow palm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you will have to rely on low-tech solutions to everyday tasks. So, first lesson. How do you correctly hold a pencil? You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand, a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture's all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in straight lines. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. She looks like we finally found something Tang isn't good at after all. She keeps mixing up her lower A's and... Oh, wait. Oh, so this is the acting part. Alright. Ha! Ha! Mars laughs. Looks like we finally found something Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lower A's and E's. Tang is used to using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child, bashing her fists against the hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Mars, on the other hand, has a lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. Was that handwriting or a seismograph? Mars giggles as Tangent balls her fists, piece of paper, and throws it at the floor. At least I'm not holding my pencil like a magic wand. She snaps at you and Mars. No! I thought that was directed at Mars. No, my friendship. Not my friendship. Super goal! +1 to creativity. I need a job that has persuasion as its main thing. It's been a long month cooped up indoors with the poured rain and everything's too muddy and gross to play outside. You and the other teens are in the lounge again. And everyone's getting antsy. Tangent and Cal are bickering about something, and Dis must be bored enough that he's letting Mars paint his fingernails. Nem is trying to do a dance she learned from watching holovids, and she's failing miserably. The sound of her music fills the room. You don't seem to be affected by cabin fever as everyone else, but it's still funny to watch your friends acting silly. Nem dances a little too close to Mars' collection of nail polish, bumping into the table and sending them all and herself clattering to the floor. Hey, watch it, Dis snaps. Dance your stupid dance elsewhere. It's not stupid. Nem sniffles from the floor. You don't have to be so mean. Boo-hoo! Mars teases. What are you gonna do? Dance about it? Ugh, you're all so childish. Who even cares? Hey, everyone just shut up. Everyone just shut up. Cal exclaims from across the room. Honestly, you all fight all the time. You stay inside where it's nice and dry. You don't appreciate how hard everyone else is working. It's just whine, whine, whine. You're not better just because you work outside. You're not better just because you work outside, Tang joins in. You're not special, Cal. If I wanted to, I could work outside. She opens her hollow palm and flies her finger over the screen. See? There. Next month, I'll be working in geoponics. How do you like that? Then you can nag me about my soft hands all you want. Edgicott pokes her head to the command core in from the command corridor. Children, keep it down. We can hear you all the way from the bridge. Everyone goes quiet for a second and then explodes into arguing again. Edgicott throws her hands in the air and retreats down the hallway into feet. Alright, D4. And looks like I'm trying and calm them down with no persuasion. Everyone ignores you and keeps squabbling. Mars chases Cal and everyone else chases her. Somehow you all end up in the classroom. Suddenly Mars shouts, "Oh, I think one of us is gonna die. Is it good?" Okay, everyone! She claps her hands. 1, 2, 3, look at me! Everyone, shut up! Everyone stops arguing and looks at Mars in shock. I have an idea, she says. We should decorate the classroom. No one seems excited by the prospect until she adds, with toilet paper. Come on, it'll be pretty. Now everyone's on board. What's gotten into them? This shit's going too far. I'm getting an adult for this. Everyone boos as you run up the classroom. What's gotten into them? The next day you hear from your friends that everyone feels terrible. Like their arms and legs are made of lead. And it takes so much energy to do anything. All their arms, all that energy from yesterday has been drained from them and then some. It lasts for a week. Some of them can't even get out of bed, and when they do, their moods are all over the place. Aggressive, sulky, impulsive, until their batteries run out and they sleep for 12 hours straight. You're resting in the lounge with your friends, watching holovids and grazing on roasted pixie beans, when your dad and chief engineer Instance come storming through the door. You! Instance snaps, smacking the bowl of pixie beans out of Mars' hands. Stop eating those this instant! Mars looks like she's about to smack some sense into Instance. Your dad steps in. I'm sorry, everyone. We were wrong about the pixie beans. They're not safe for you kids to be eating. You've been feeding us poison? Mars shrieks. Ew, 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 ew. My dad's not. You trying to kill me? Your dad spreads his hands. No, they're not. Don't worry, Mars. Calm down. They're not poison. There's just a chemical in them that hyper bonds to estrogen and testosterone. You big teenage growing hormones. And the brain likes binding to the new macromolecule a lot more than the regular kind. It's been making your moods unpredictable and causing periods of hypo and hypermania. When Mars just stares blankly at him, he laughs awkwardly. Translation, he says. I've been making you kids act silly and feel sick. I'm sorry. Instance frowns. If it's doing this to kids, it's not long until it builds up enough to affect the rest of us too. Until further notice, no one's to eat a single pixie bean. Status ended. Hormones. -1 colony food. Oh no. Shit. Your dad looks distraught. Flu was at 8. He says, collapsing in a nearby chair and rubbing his eyes. She didn't trust these things, but shit. She's still going to be pissed that we don't have another successful food source. You look at him in shock. You hardly ever see him swear. It must be worse than you thought. Worse than you think. Your dad sits there in silence for a long time. Late, wet. It's the dark season. It's glow. Shop closed. New cards in the depot. Creativity level 1. Well, what kind of stuff? Whoa, that's a lot of new stuff. Plus 20 persuasion? Plus 10 to all yellow skills. Plus 2 challenges. Draw an extra card. Plus 30 bravery times 2 bonus for strength. These cards are so good. Well, time to go and hang with my friend Dis for a month. Relax on them walls. The view from the wall during glow is absolutely breathtaking. The wormhole seems to smother the sky like a swirling jewel-toned bowl, pressing down on the gloom. Everything in the wilderness is lit up and seems to breathe in and out with the planet, like one living creature made of stars. It's beautiful. You could almost forget how dangerous it is. I took the month off. Oh, we're forgetting first steps. We need better cards to draw from. Another year, another glow. Everyone's pretty sure they're going to be in attack this year, so the colony's on high alert. We're collecting glow flies in the geoponics garden with Cal and Nem when the sirens begin to wail. You all stop what you're doing and look at each other nervously. Your parents run off to help and defend the farms, telling you to get inside the greenhouse and stay quiet. Nem declares she's going to the walls to watch the soldiers fight and she knows a good spot. I shall defend the gates! Gain status, heroic. +5, rebellion. You scramble down from the walls and immediately faced with a seething wall of hop eyes. You kind of thought there were only a handful of these usually peaceful creatures in previous years, but there's swarms of them now. And not just hop eyes. When you run your eyes just to the chaos, you see large creatures that look like walking bushes. Oh, we've dealt with these before. The wild centipede-looking things with long spider legs. Ugh. And the last one giant many-eyed thing is hovering clear above the clouds, defying gravity. They all seem to be incited into a frenzy, attacking everything in sight and trying to get through the walls. It's dark and chaotic. Fight bravely. Fight tactically. Damn it. Calm sees you in the fray. Solomnika, get to safety. You're sure you're not... You're suddenly not sure this is a good idea. Then you look and see Nem shouting encouragement from the wall. Fight bravely. Making up with guts for what you lack in sense or skill, you charge without a plan or a real weapon. You're immediately rammed to the side by what looks like a pile of rocks. And you go down, you see sky, then dirt, then sky again. You're tossed through the air before you land in a heap at the base of the wall. Through the ringing news, you can hear Nem screaming for Combe to help. You stumble on your feet, body vibrating with adrenaline. You feel blood trickling over your face. It hurts like someone stabbed you in the chest when you breathe. Combe runs over and sends bolts of energy coursing from his stun glove to the creature. But being mostly comprised of rocks seems unfazed. It does, however, swing its head to look at him, giving you a chance to flee. Be a hero. I can't do this. I fucked up. He's gonna die, isn't he? Fuck. Your broken body is leaking like a garden hose, but somehow, you manage to improvise a spear out of a bit of rebar from the ever-present construction and throw yourself at the gargantuan creature. You and Calm duck and weave around the monster. Him getting his attention and you jamming your spear into its armored body. Looking for weak spots, it seems impossible. The thing's all rock. You feel yourself beginning to lose hold of reality. Your vision fuzzles to the end. Calm finally yells, "There!" as it roars. You lunge for its snapjaw mouth and jam the spear in and up. There's a terrible moment when nothing happens. An inhalation of fate, and then the creature tosses its head and you with it, flipping you into the air and into its mouth. Like a frog being eaten like a turtle, your legs kick in the air ineffectively as he tries to gobble you whole. It's dark. It's not a very happy place. You mercilessly wrenched it back out again before the acidic grinding of its gizzard caused you to lose consciousness entirely. Calm drags you away as a fresh group of soldiers tries to drive the beast back to the colony. Only time to recover from your injuries, but Dr. Instance patches you up well enough that you can make it back home that night. Oh no! Your parents are arguing quietly at your little table. I'm telling you, it wasn't a fluke. Your mom says, they're not just wild animals. They have a plan. The fields, the lights. Okay. Your dad replies, taking her hands across the tabletop. We have to tell people what we saw in geoponics. They look up, noticing you in the doorway. Your dad's worried expression quickly changes into a smile. Hey, Rutabaga. Hey, Rutabaga. Then he sees that you're limping. Still a little loopy from the med bed. So, Mika, what happened? Are you hurt? It was only a flesh wound. Your mom frowns. Now's not the time for joking, she snaps. Get to bed. It's late and we have a lot of work tomorrow to clean up. I don't need you making stupid choices and get yourself killed on top of slums. On top of everything else. We're gonna starve, aren't we? Age 14. A year has passed. Holy crap. The new design. Nem grabs you by the shoulder. No, this is just regular stuff. Tangent? What happened to your hair? Tangent looks up from her holopalm, blinking as her eyes refocus on the middle distance, and then on you. Her previously long hair is gone, buzzed close to her scalp. You didn't recognize her when you first saw her. You wonder if it was caused by a lab accident or something. Hello, Salomnika, she says, already cagey. Did you need something? Hair! I mean, what's up with your hair? It's too hot. If evolution didn't see fit to solve the problem, then adapt behavior will have to do. Flirt with Tangent. You like the backside of a Hawkeye. Look like the backside of a Hawkeye. She strikes again. Would you like me to add you to the tally of people who have an opinion about my personal appearance? It's quite riveting if you're into that sort of thing. Tang turns back to her reports. I'm not about looking good. This is more efficient. Damn, Tang. Whoa. Yo. You catch Dis scrolling through his holopalm. I used to watch a lot of videos. He says, frowning. I don't know why. It's all garbage. Who cares about this stuff? It's not real. Dis gestures to the wilderness. That's real. Does this interest you? Nah. Yo, Cal. Not bad. Cal is standing in the garden, watching a pair of Dorb's moth flutter overhead. They're the worst, he says, frowning. Oh, we got to find a better place to put the grain, because they just get in everywhere. You'd be surprised what kind of hole they can squeeze through. Oh, she looks even more hoity-toity. Do you go to engineering much? Mars asks. I tried to go and talk to Tangent because she never wants to hang out anymore. Not since she started working on that big project. Mars snaps her gum. You know about that, right? Or am I just special? Defense training. I need that defense training. You and them are practicing judo moves, chucking each other into semi-deflated poof shrooms, which have been set up like mats. You're learning to throw, but also to fall properly without getting hurt. It's pretty fun. The enormous mushrooms are surprisingly springy and bounce you right back up. Get fresh with Nem. You time your throw just right to have your arm around her waist, just a little bit longer than necessary, and give her a wink as you toss her gently to the bouncy mat. She blushes and scrambles to her feet, looking away. When it's her turn, you feel your heart beating fast. What's she gonna do? Ooh. Calm treatment. Nice. Less stress. She flips you super hard in response and laughs her beautiful, wonderful laugh as the mushroom mat sends you flying. Zoom. Does that mean she likes you back? You aren't sure. But love certainly hurts. I think I just screwed myself over. Ooh. Guess I'll try and draw a card. Ah. Damn. I did it. I did it. Holy crap. It's your birthday. You wake up from a night of blissfully peaceful dreams. No nightmares, no premonitions, just a pleasant feeling of contentment. You stretch your arms over your head, blinking in the watery, quiet sunlight that seeps through the porthole window. Things are always changing on Vertumna, but you can't help but feel like things are changing for yourself, too. Not just your body, but your mind, your emotions, and your future. 14 is going to be your year. Your parents have been working around the clock since the last attack, trying to get the fields right again in time for this year's planting. Spark snow has already started falling, and every year they come home complaining about having to clear it. They ask you to ping them when you're awake so you can share birthday breakfast in your quarters instead of sitting shoulder to shoulder with everyone else during breakfast service in the canteen. You fire them a message and lie back on your bunk, watching dust motes that float lazily in the light. After a minute, there's a knock on the door. It's Auntie Seaton. She sweeps into your room with a bustle of skirts and shawls and sits down beside you on your bunk. "Oh, look at you," she says. "Happy birthday, beautiful. 14 years old." She leans in and gives you a motherly kiss on the forehead. It's been years since she took care of you in the children's creche. But all kids still call her auntie and think of her as a close relative. Her sweet baking bread smells comforting as ever. She sits back and takes one of your hands in both of hers. "Salomnika, ever since I held you in my arms as a baby, I knew you were special. So important. You're becoming a young woman. And I want you to know I'll always be here for you, just like your mom and dad," she says firmly. I don't want to grow up. Gained a memory. Auntie Seadunt's love. Auntie Seadunt smiles sadly. "I'm sorry, little snapdragon, but growing up is a part of living. We can't wait for you to grow into the strong... I can't wait for you to grow into the strong, smart, and courageous adult I see behind your eyes." She pats your hand. "I'll always be your auntie, but when you're ready, you can call me Anne, like the other adults do." "Thanks, Aunt Anne. Now, come on in here," Aunt Anne says, spreading her arms while giving... arms wide. "Give us a great big hug." You hug her, enveloping yourself in the warm and familiar softness of her. Over her shoulder, you see Nem standing in the door. Well, her hair, anyway. She's been growing it out, and there's no hiding. It's behind the corner. She skips into the quarters. "Happy birthday!" "Happy birthday, bud! Happy birthday, bud!" she says, bouncing on your bunk. "Wait to get older. Enjoy being 2 years older than me for a few months." It's good you're both here," Anne says. "Now that you're both been menstruating for about a year..." Oh, God! Nem makes a face and mutters, "Yuck," but Anne continues. "You're both eligible for the cessation implant. Among other things, it will prevent the bleeding and pain and the emotional roller coaster of your monthly cycle." Ugh, gross. Mom, Nem hollers. "Gross! Do you have to tell everyone about my cycle? I just don't want to get pregnant, okay?" Anne laughs. "Well, yes, that is the among other things part. But I don't expect you two to be needing that part for a few years yet, right?" Nem looks disgusted by the prospect, or maybe just by her mom talking about it. Maybe one day, the two of us. Nem flushes the same color as her hair. Oh, null off," she mutters, scratching her neck. "Don't be weird in front of my mom, Salonika." Nem does look different in a good way, more grown up. You tell her that her hair is pretty, and she rolls her eyes. I just forgot to cut it, okay? She says, avoiding your gaze. Your parents finally arrive, still damp from the fields and bringing in the smell of crisp, tangy snow on their clothes. Oh, look, birthday visitors. Sorry. Oh, look, birthday visitors. Your dad exclaims, Anne, are you staying for breakfast? Anne reaches into her bag and brings out a sack of tiffins. No, thank you, but I brought your order with me from the kitchens, seeing as I was stopping by. She pats her head one more time. Happy birthday again, Solomnika. You'll always be my baby, even if you're all grown up. Your mom shakes her head as Anne and Nem leave. Oh, Anne, she laughs, sentimental to the core. She starts laying out the cutlery for breakfast, but I don't know how the colony would manage without her and the children's creche. She says and points a fork at you. Family is more important than the people that birthed you, Solomnika, and don't forget it. My 14th year. Yay. Toughness. So, one's a buff, the other's a debuff, so I don't have a plus, I have nothing. Back to the studies of humanities. You're headed off on lunch break when you see Mars and Tang sitting together in an engineering break room. Tang is eating a sandwich while also scrolling her holopalm with it. And Mars is half collapsed on the table, barely holding her head up on her hand as she pouts at Tang. Come on, she whines. You said we were gonna hang out after lunch. Aren't you done eating yet? Tang takes a slow, deliberate bite of her sandwich and chews while making eye contact with Mars. It goes from funny to awkward to hilarious as Mars' face falls and she puts her head to the table and groans. Proper mastication is important for digestive health. Tang answers primly, a smile curling at the corner of her mouth. You can masticate in private. Mars mutters. What are you reading, and how is it more important than me, your best and only friend on the planet? Only friend? Bitch. I've known Tangent since we were kids. We're friends. The option for my friendship to be with any of you, I chose her. She is my friend. You're a dumb bitch who I gave the annoying O-S-L-O-N-G voice to. Don't push your fucking luck. Just something for work, Tang answers. It's really interesting. I didn't know Dr. Instance was so well published. Even though she was only 25 when the Strato left Earth, she was practically a prodigy like me. She looks at her hologram screen again. It's absolutely fascinating. We're so lucky to have an accomplished researcher here on Vertumna. I'm gonna look over the shoulder. Wait, I want to learn about... Damn it. You take a seat at the table and sneak a look at Tang's screen. You catch a few words. Recombinism, tissue tropism, RNA, protein sheets, intrinsic immunity, maybe something to do with viruses. From the pictures, possibly also fungi. Without further examination, it's hard to tell. Tang notices you looking and shoots for holopalm, shooting you a cool look. Is it something to do with the shimmer sickness? My someone's lad. I don't know. Me either. Mars adds, I'm sure glad I don't have to do all that egghead stuff. Sounds boring, to be honest. God, she's the slang person. Luckily, no one is making either of you read over my shoulder, Tang says, and takes another purposeful bite of her sandwich. You've been eating that for like half an hour. Tang, come on, Mar says, pulling her hands down her face. Please, can we just do something fun before some rampaging Xeno eats us? We're both too pretty to die of boredom. Tank smiles. No. What? Damn it! She's gonna take my friend away from me. Flirting. How dare you, bitch. Tang smiles. You think I'm pretty, Mars? You think I'm pretty, Mars? She asks, seemingly genuinely curious. Mars sets her hand on top of Tang's. The prettiest. The prettiest. She swears, her other hand over her heart. Even prettier than me. Well, I mean, I win in the looks department, but I think smart women get, like, extra points. Tang says, putting her hand on top of Mars' hand, leaning in to fix Mars with an unusually flirtatious expression. Yes, do tell me all about my great beauty. She deadpans. It's all I live for. Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder, and you turn out in favor of eating your lunch before expecting to get back to engineering. Awkward. Very, very awkward. Sorry, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Super goal 30! 30! 30, 30! Ho, 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 ho. Mid quiet. Late quiet. You're 14 years old and stay calm when others get frazzled. You've got a knack for finding hidden things or staying hidden when you need to, and creatively, you're in a class of your own. Yo, my level's in tangent. Hey, there's Nougat. Alright. It's time for more of the humanities. But maybe I should focus a bit on the combat. Because that's at 27. Defense training, let's go. Oh. Damn. I don't think he had one of those before. Oh, damn. Huh. Damn. You've heard Security Chief Red is on the lookout for lookouts. That is, for kids to chill out on top of the wall all afternoon and count Xenos. Sounds like a way better than going to class. He gives you a once-over narrowed, alright. He says, look over there, at the edge of the field. What do the signs say? Fail to read it, refuse to play the game. Read it out loud. You can read the sign easily. It says, if you can read this, your eyesight is 20/20. Huh, what a weird sign. What does it mean? Rhett nods in approval. Good, you pass. Come back next month, and I'll put you on the roster. Now, these are some powerful cards. Hold up. Why does that become super goal? Oh, because it descends there. Neat. Super goal. That's 8 combat. Damn. Damn. It's early pollen, and we're doing combat stuff, so I guess we'll put +10 to combat. It makes it easier to do the combat stuff. Perception. Animals. Friendship with an enemy. I think we're gonna do more defensive training. Rhett was right. Sometimes you have to learn just to run the hell away. To that end, you spend most of the time working on first perceiving danger before it sees you, and then on conditioning your body so that you can run away. The best defense is not needing to defend yourself in the first place. Character could have learned that lesson beforehand. Now that's destroying it. You're at lunch with your parents. Sliced soy cakes and watery broth again. Great. When they put down their cutlery and look at each other, then you. Solomnika, your mom says, there's something we should tell you. We've tried to shelter you from things, but we think you should know why you've been working so hard in geoponics. There's a meeting after lunch and I want you to come. Alright. You follow your parents to the council room. Mars has also tagged along, and you take a seat near them as your mom and Aunt Anne stand to address the council. After Uticott officially calls the meeting, she gestures to your mom. I'm not going to mince words, your mom says firmly. All of our efforts to increase food production in geoponics have failed, especially given the failure of pixie beans. The destruction of the fields during the last attack put the nail in our coffin. By the end of the year, this colony will run out of food. The rest of the council members murmurs in concern. You and Mars exchange horrified looks. You've been doomsaying about our food supply for 2 years, Flu. Rat questions. Do you mean to say we're past the point of no return? Your mother nods grimly. I'm afraid so. Even with rationing, without securing a permanent food source, our supplies will run dry by wet. She gestures to Anne, whose face is grave. Anne and I have gone over the supplies and come up with food plans. We've crunched the numbers. Your mom sighs and spreads her hands. I'm sorry, geoponics could have been producing better by now. We should have been able to wean ourselves off of soy rations. During wormhole transit, when we lost our hydroponics in the hull breach, she sighs again. I know I said many times, but our crops just don't grow here. We needed more algae tanks. We needed the microbial soil from Earth. It's not Mom's fault. It's not. The survival of the colony shouldn't rest on one person's shoulders. It's not fair. She's been working harder than anyone. She did everything she could. The council mumbles in agreement. You decide they probably never really blamed her or your dad. The only holdout is Mars, who crosses arms and grumbles. Clearly, that's a problem with leadership. So, what do we do now? Instance asks. Starving to death isn't an option. No, it isn't, your mum replies. We need to secure a food source this year, before our rations run out. We're working double shifts in geoponics, but that's not enough. We need more people planting, tending, and turning the soil. We need more hands. I can pull back surveyors and focus on foraging native plants, Utopia offers. Even the young folk can help. If they've proven themselves around the survey equipment, I'll send them on Holopom later. This has been the burden of geoponics for too long, Udicott says. It's time we all step up for our future. The council nods in agreement, your stomach rumbling ominously. Mid-pollen. Shop weapons. I'm just going to go ahead and see what those are. Autoplay the best hand? Damn. Holy crap. That's a lot of kudo. That's a lot of tutoring I'd have to do to get that gun. But the cool jacket is kind of what I need. So I guess I'm aiming for the cool jacket. But without further ado, this has been an interesting stream. Nobody died. That's good. We've reached puberty, and everyone's looking pretty cool. That bitch is running in on my friend, trying to fucking run in on my friend and saying she's the only friend. Bitch. But I hope y'all had a good day. We'll have a great week. We'll have an even better month. Remember to keep this year better than last year, because I know we can do better. So I'll see you all on Sunday for another episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Bye.